She's bold. She's powerful. She's creative. Although she felt fear, she wanted more out of life, so she did it anyway.
Hi there, my name is Denise Nero, and I am originally from London, UK. I'm currently living in St. Lucia. The plan is to spend the majority of my time in St. Lucia, 9 months, and then 3 months out in London. I'm a trained podiatrist, and I've been doing that for, all of my working life, from 21 all the way to this midlife stage of my life right now. Currently, I've retrained as a spiritual life, health, strength and longevity coach. Going about doing that training, there's a long story behind that, so happy to share more about that. My chronological age, I have a milestone birthday coming up in July, so in 4 months' time I will be 60, and I feel good about that. 60 years young, I'm ready to embrace it. So how I got into my passion, it's a long story. I'll give you the edited version. But as long as I've known myself, I've had a propensity towards health and wellness and fitness. In fact, my earliest memory was when I was 18, 19, and I looked in the mirror and saw a young woman that I didn't have a loving connection with. I looked at a woman that to me felt flat-chested and square in the body. I felt like a 12-year-old schoolboy. And I realized that that wasn't healthy. And I had to find a way so that I could start to embrace and love myself completely. And I heard that if I was to put muscle on my frame, that would actually give me a shape. So around the age of 19, 20, I joined a gym and I never looked back. So I've been working out all my life, and at that point started to gain a more loving relationship with my body. And from that time, other breadcrumbs came along my way. So I was introduced to Taoism. So I studied Tai Chi and Qigong and the 5 elements, and these various different practices. And then in terms of what I'm doing right now, again, knowing that I've always been interested in health and wellness, when it became clear that we were going to relocate to St. Lucia, I figured that this would be a wonderful opportunity to get into a type of work that I can work from anywhere. I don't need a bricks and mortar business. I can be free and independent working online. So I figured, let me be a health coach. So I did my health coach certificate. I did a life coaching certificate as well as a strength training certificate. So I figured I'd put that in a nice, beautiful bubble and bring longevity to midlife women. There were fears that came up for me when we made the decision, we are going to do this. We want to take the leap to relocate to a new country, somewhere sunny, and not have any regret. So we decided, yes, we're going to jump and do this. And although intellectually the decision was made, emotionally, there was fear. I'm not gonna lie. There certainly was fear. And at the time, I remember thinking to myself, in many ways, it would be easier just maybe to stay as I was. But deep down inside, I knew, God forbid, if anything were to happen to my husband and we didn't just jump or follow that desire to relocate, I'd be left with regrets. And that was not going to be a part of my dynamics. So having decided that we're going to jump, we're going to make this happen, we actually sold our house. So we had a 4-bedroom, double garage house in London, and we sold it. I think it must have been about 4 months before the pandemic hit. Thank God, because it did mean that we didn't have to think about a mortgage, or we weren't dependent on our jobs. So God is good. Really have to trust and have faith. If you have a deep desire and passion to do something for yourself, align yourself to the universe, the divine, to God, whatever it is that your belief is, and just go for it. Because ultimately, you weren't created to stay small. You were created to follow your desires. So please, I urge you to do that. So having taken the leap and found that we had divine timing on our side, we got the full asking price for our home. The person that bought our house bought the house with all of the belongings, furniture. So we didn't have to ship all of that over with us. And we just took it as a sign that we were on the right track. And then, as the pandemic hit, we struck a deal on a property over here in St. Lucia. Again, it was just like a drop dead price, beautiful villa. And the pandemic hit. We secured that deal, and here we were. So the timing, the divine timing, honestly, I think just making the decision, number one, and number two,